Have you ever finished a meal and felt so full that you could barely move? Many of us have. We keep eating because the food tastes good, because there's still food on the plate, or simply because it's mealtime. But what if that feeling of being completely full is actually a habit rather than a necessity? For generations, many people in Japan have followed a simple idea that sounds almost too easy. They stop eating before they feel completely full. This practice is known as Hara Hachi Bu. It means eating until you're about 80% full. Not hungry, not stuffed, just comfortably satisfied. At first, it may seem like a small difference, but over weeks, months, and years, that small habit can completely change your relationship with food. Many people assume Japanese women stay slim because they eat unusual foods, or because they have incredibly fast metabolisms. But one of their biggest secrets isn't what they eat. It's when they stop eating. Today, we'll explore why this centuries-old habit has become one of Japan's most famous health traditions. You'll discover the science behind it, how it naturally reduces overeating, why it becomes even more valuable after the age of 50, and how you can begin practicing it without counting a single calorie. But first, let's answer an important question. Why doesn't your body tell you to stop eating at exactly the right moment? The answer is surprisingly simple. Your stomach and your brain don't communicate instantly. As you eat, your stomach slowly stretches. At the same time, hormones begin sending signals to your brain that enough food has been consumed. But those messages aren't immediate. They can take around 20 minutes to fully register. That means if you eat very quickly, it's possible to consume much more food before your brain realizes you're already satisfied. This isn't a lack of willpower. It's simply how the human body works. That's why eating until you're completely full often means you've already eaten beyond what your body needed. The Japanese 80% rule works with your body instead of against it. Rather than waiting until you feel stuffed, you stop while you're still comfortable. Soon after, your brain catches up, and that comfortable feeling naturally becomes true fullness. It sounds almost too simple, yet this tiny pause between satisfaction and fullness may be one of the easiest healthy habits you'll ever learn. But there's another reason this rule works so well, and it has nothing to do with eating less. It has everything to do with eating more slowly. The Japanese 80% rule isn't about leaving the table hungry. It's about giving your body enough time to recognize when it has had enough. That's why the pace of eating matters just as much as the amount. 1. Slow down and let your brain catch up. Many Japanese meals are enjoyed without rushing. Each bite is chewed carefully. 2. Smaller dishes create a bigger difference. Another habit that supports the 80% rule is the use of smaller portions served in separate dishes. Instead of one oversized plate, a meal may include several small bowls, rice, vegetables, fish or tofu, soup. Each portion looks balanced rather than overwhelming. This makes it easier to enjoy variety without accidentally overeating. When food is thoughtfully portioned, your eyes and your stomach begin to work together. It's a simple change that encourages mindful eating without strict rules. 3. Focus on the meal, not the screen. Think about the last time you ate while watching television or scrolling through your phone. Did you remember every bite? Probably not. Distractions make it harder to notice when you're becoming full. Many traditional Japanese meals are enjoyed with attention focused on the food itself. You notice the colors, the aroma, the warmth, the texture. This awareness helps you recognize the moment when you've had enough. Mindful eating isn't about perfection. It's simply about being present. Notice that none of these habits involve counting calories. There are no complicated formulas, no forbidden foods, just small adjustments that help your body do what it was designed to do. But there's still one important question. How do you know when you've actually reached 80% full? The answer is easier than most people think. So how do you know when you've reached 80% full? The answer isn't a number. It's a feeling. You're no longer hungry. Your meal has satisfied you, but you still feel light and comfortable. You could eat a little more, but you don't need to. That gentle pause is where the Japanese 80% rule begins. At first, it may feel unfamiliar, especially if you've spent years finishing everything on your plate. That's perfectly normal. Like any habit, it becomes easier with practice. One simple trick is to pause halfway through your meal. Put your chopsticks or fork down. Take a sip of water or tea. Then ask yourself one question. Am I still truly hungry? Or am I just eating because the food is there? That short pause gives your body a chance to answer honestly. Another helpful habit is serving yourself a little less than usual. If you're still genuinely hungry after finishing, you can always have a little more. But many people discover they don't need to. Not because they're forcing themselves to stop, because they're finally listening to their body's signals. Over time, this habit begins to feel natural. You stop chasing the feeling of being completely full, and start appreciating the feeling of being comfortably satisfied. That's a small change, with a surprisingly big impact. Let's quickly review the Japanese 80% rule. It means stopping before you're completely full, eating slowly enough for your brain to recognize fullness, using balanced portions instead of oversized plates, removing distractions during meals, and checking in with your body before taking the next bite. Notice what isn't included. No calorie counting, no strict meal plans, no forbidden foods. The focus isn't on restriction, it's on awareness. Research suggests that eating more slowly and paying attention to hunger and fullness cues can help reduce overeating and support a healthy body weight over time. The Japanese 80% rule reflects those same principles in a simple, practical way. It's not about perfection. There will be days when you eat more, days when you're celebrating with family, or simply enjoying your favorite meal. That's part of life. The goal isn't to be perfect every day. The goal is to build a habit you can follow for years. Because lasting health isn't created by one perfect meal. It's created by thousands of mindful choices. If you're over 50, this may be one of the easiest habits to start today. No expensive equipment, no special ingredients, just one simple decision: to stop eating while you still feel comfortable. You may be surprised by how different you feel after a meal. Lighter, more energetic, and more in control of your appetite. So the next time you sit down to eat, don't ask, "Have I cleaned my plate?" Instead ask, "Has my body had enough?" That single question could change the way you eat forever. Which part of the Japanese 80% rule do you think will be the hardest to practice? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're enjoying these simple Japanese health habits, don't forget to subscribe. In our next video, we'll discover 7 Japanese foods that help burn stubborn, belly fat, and explore why these everyday foods have remained staples in Japanese kitchens for generations. Until then, eat mindfully, listen to your body, and remember, good health often begins with knowing when to stop.